Did Putin and his wife divorce after 30 years to date younger people? Lyudmila Shkrebneva was once the love of Putin's life and the former First Lady of Russia. They were happily married for 30 years until she left the president for a boy who was 20 years younger than her. Why did she divorce Putin, and what is her life like now? After the divorce was declared, in 2014, a big news story came out in Russia. Putin was also having a secret romantic relationship with a famous gymnast named Alina Karbeva. The 69-year-old lives in a golden palace hidden from the world with his rumored lover Alina and their 3 children. Why is he hiding her from the public? Was she the reason he divorced Lyudmila Shkrebneva? At first, Putin gave Lyudmila fondness and went on her outings at whatever point he could. However, the demands of his work eventually took a toll on their relationship. As Putin's responsibilities increased, he had less time for his wife, leaving her feeling lonely and isolated. In spite of her battles, Lyudmila stayed steady, figuring out the significance of Putin's desires. A turning point came when Lyudmila met with a serious accident, and instead of her husband's care, she found herself surrounded by colleagues in the hospital. Putin's non-appearance during this crucial time deeply hurt her. Afterward, as Putin entered the political field and became the leader of Russia in 2000, Lyudmila felt increasingly neglected. She understood that Putin's duty was not exclusively to her but additionally to the whole country. While his commitment carried renown to her, Lyudmila experienced peace, feeling more like a widow than a spouse. Ultimately, her understanding wore ragged, prompting the choice to separate from Putin in 2013. Before they announced it officially, people were already talking about Lyudmila and Vladimir splitting up because they were rarely seen together. But when they actually announced their divorce, it surprised everyone. Usually, important politicians don't get divorced while they're in office, but Putin broke that tradition and became the first Russian president to do so. Despite the love they still shared, they believed that parting ways was the best choice for both of them to lead happier lives. Soon after her separation, Lyudmila found new love and friendship. In 2016, she married Arturo Ketny, 45 years of age, a well-off Russian businessman almost 20 years younger than her. After their marriage, Lyudmila and Arturo left for another part of France, where they bought a rich estate worth $7.46 million. This story started, in one of its urban communities, Kaliningrad. Lyudmila Shkrebneva was born into the world in 1958 into a common family residing in a modest home. Her life as a youngster, epithet, Lyuda, reflected the glow and strength she conveyed even in troublesome times. As Lyudmila became older, she sought after her schooling at Kaliningrad Specialized College, taking on different positions, including nursing, mail center work, and apprenticeships at a hardware plant. Her assurance drove her to turn into an airline steward before she was selected at Leningrad State College. There, she concentrated on various dialects at the Division of Philology, where she met Vladimir Putin in 1980 during a theater execution. Around then, Putin was not the prominent figure he would later turn out to be, but he was nevertheless a devoted KGB specialist, catching Lyudmila's heart with his extreme exterior and natural comical inclination. Their romantic tale bloomed in spite of monetary battles, and they married in 1983, living in a humble 27 square meter space with Putin's folks. Lyudmila found joy in their association, accepting that Putin would give her the security she had consistently yearned for. She once portrayed him as a vampire, recognizing his imperfections but remembering him as the perfect individual for her. Lyudmila had high expectations for her union with Putin, however, reality ended up being a long way from what she anticipated. She lamented her choice consistently, confounded by the adjustment of her significant other's conduct over the long haul. In 2014, Putin made a public statement to the Russian public, expressing that he wouldn't consider remarrying until he saw his ex, Lyudmila Alexandrovna, cheerfully pledge. In spite of not remarrying, Vladimir Putin kept on driving Russia to phenomenal growth and power. His authority raised the country's global standing, filling in as president for a few terms and procuring him the moniker Putin the Incomparable. In 2014, a major report was released in Russia. A paper revealed that Putin had a close connection with a well-known tumbler named Karbeva. She won numerous awards in vaulting, however, she was restricted for quite some time in 2001 on account of utilizing substances. After her aerobatic vocation, she worked on governmental issues. She was an individual from an ideological group in Russia and later turned into the head of a media bunch. We have close to zero familiarity with her capabilities for these positions. There are reports that Karbeva and Putin have kids together. But everyone wonders, why is he hiding them?